however they did the crime, whether they intended to do it, whether they were just really having a bad day or something like.
This illegal immigration discussion or illegal alien discussion or removal of visa discussions should also be accounted for in the 10th Amendment discussion. Because right now, Democrats have fought many times in court and lost many times in court and actually extended the powers of the executive branch, which Biden actually took advantage of because of the previous administration of Trump, where he had extended court ideas of what the power of the executive branch can do under executive fiat. This could end up being more of a nightmare than you think, because Congress gave up a lot of powers to the executive branch via, law. And now it's coming back to bite us because Congress has not been doing their job. And with the 10th Amendment at stake here, the separation of the state and the Fed, this could get very, very interesting, because funding and other things that are important. We understand that there are people who came here under visas and under education and other things that have expired visas or have committed a crime, be it minor by your perspective or major by your perspective. They had requirements of what they were supposed to do as a guest. They're not a permanent resident, they're a guest. Even a permanent resident can't have that revoked because they're still a guest. Only the U.S. citizens can keep theirs, and even then, it's a very weird statute in law that they technically could lose it. That being said, as a first generation, not second generation, the 10th Amendment is at stake here because the funding that comes from the Fed and the state are in line here. And a lot of what Trump is doing is removing funding, utilizing troops to protect federal buildings, and where the line of federal and state is blurred a lot in some of these particular situations, or working with ICE where they're in a state's area where ICE is doing their job for the federal side of the law, and technically they're doing their job. And where that line draws, the more this gets pushed in court, the more we may find out the feds have more power than we thought they did, or they have less. But so far with this Supreme Court, it has extended. And even the liberal judges in this Supreme Court have extended support towards the executive branch, which is frightening to say the least, that the executive branch could be expanded even further. Now, once again, this is a Congress problem. Congress needs to pass a law, and everybody here needs to really reach out to Congress and their representatives and senators and get them to pass a law, work together versus fighting each other all the time. And this would help these students.